We are just days away from the Republican state convention.
And John Keller sits down with the chairwoman to go over the party's strategy. Here's John.
Well, good morning. Thanks very much for joining us. Good luck to all the marathoners tomorrow. Today, we're going to talk about the Massachusetts Republican Party and what's going on with them. Their convention out in Worcester is just 13 days away. And here to talk about what to expect and what's going on within her party is the chairman of the Mass Republican Party, Kristen Hughes. Kristen, welcome.
Thanks a lot for having me, John.
Nice to see you again. Always welcome here. I guess the main event for you at the convention is the U.S. Senate race, where there are 3 candidates competing for ballot access in September. By the way, full disclosure to our viewers, my adult son Barney is a Washington-based political consultant to the campaign of one of those candidates, John Kingston. In the past, Kingston's been very critical of then-candidate Donald Trump. He even participated in an effort to run a third-party candidate against Trump and Clinton in 2016. Now he says he's a Trump supporter. And I just mention that because I'm curious about how big an issue is loyalty to Trump among your Republican delegates.
Well, look, I'm excited about the convention at the end of the month. We've got a great opportunity to really ignite and energize the grassroots of the party. No matter what happens, it's going to be a fair and transparent process at the convention. But, you know, I think the one thing that unites all Republicans is this idea that Elizabeth Warren is just this incredibly flawed public servant. She's an incredibly flawed candidate, and that no matter whom it is, whether it's John Kingston or Beth Lindstrom or Jeff Deal or any one of the number of other folks running, you know, they're going to be able to make the case that Elizabeth Warren shouldn't return to the Senate.
Would you say it's a tough crowd for someone who's got a history of being anti-Trump?
Well, I think that Republicans have varying opinions on a wide range of issues. And, you know, I think that voters at the convention are going to be able to decide whom they like better. But again, I think the main thing is voters are looking for someone who can really take on Elizabeth Warren and, you know, expose her record.
Well, in the past, you and other Republicans have been critical of Senator Warren for being abrasive, using harsh rhetoric. And in that vein, in a tweet Friday morning as we're taping, President Trump referred to former FBI Director James Comey as a, quote, slimeball. How do you feel about that kind of language?
Yeah, I mean, I might not use those terms in a tweet, or not that I tweet often, but, you know, I think that that sort of rhetoric is something that I don't find effective or moves the conversation forward, certainly, and I wouldn't be advocating for that type of discussion or putting that out there. But I think, again, candidates are going to be able to make the case that Elizabeth Warren's hyperpartisan rhetoric hasn't been effective for Massachusetts and in many ways detrimental to Massachusetts residents, really blinding her to opportunities to really get some things done for our state and work across the aisle in Washington.
Well, I'm sure the Warren campaign would like the vote in November to be a referendum on Trump, given his poor approval ratings here in Massachusetts among the general electorate. How do you, as a party, keep that from happening?
Well, fortunately for us, and unfortunately maybe for the Warren campaign, is that all politics is local. Here at home, Republicans are able to make the case that, you know, Democratic rule run amok is problematic. Look at the stories, the scandals coming out of Beacon Hill. You know, the only thing that the Democratic legislature has really been able to pull off here in Massachusetts is raising their own pay. And to a great extent have really ignored taxpayers, rejecting any type of sales tax relief here in Massachusetts. And again, just really nothing but bad news scandals and troubling scandals coming out of Beacon Hill.
Well, let's talk more about some of the local issues that are going to be important in the fall. And we'll do that when we continue our conversation with Kristen Hughes, chair of the Massachusetts Republican Party, in a moment. Stay with us.